Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM22 story, The Head Coach, with me, Daniel. It's part 63 today and we are back for a tense finish to the Premier League season. The unthinkable is potentially in sight, but it's just starting to drift away at the wrong time. We're in a battle with Chelsea for 4th place and with it Champions League football, albeit 5th would still guarantee Europa League. And after the last episode, which you can see in the eye above, an important one in this series, this could just be the cherry on the cake at the end of the season. We face Leicester and Aston Villa. Villa battling for their lives, 1 point from safety. Leicester still a chance of finishing above Spurs and 8th place in the league. So if you're looking forward to seeing that, whether we can get results, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM22 content from 2 long-term stories. It's a massive one coming up in our One Club story tomorrow, as with Hemel Hempstead Town, we've got a big transfer special, and it is gonna be big. You can find a link to that playlist so far in the eye above, as well as the Twitch channel, the food channel, and the football podcast too. But thank you as always for your incredible support as we come back for big games. Let's have a look at what's been happening since you were last with me, because we've had a bit of a changing of the guard in truth. We've had pretty decent results, one big surprise positive, a couple of slight negatives, but we've done all right. So you were with me for Chelsea, that brilliant win in a League Cup final, and Newcastle away, where we were incredibly efficient despite the lack of keeper. We then remarkably kept another clean sheet at home to Brighton, despite Bilson being in goal again. He was again brilliant in that game, and Tyrese Campbell off the bench scored a late penalty. We lost 4-1 at home to Arsenal. Not really a great performance, but we've talked about our home struggles a lot this year. Lenormand got the goal to make us level after 26 minutes, but Luis Diaz, the new Liverpool man in real life, Milinkovic-Savic and Pessina got the goals there. Away to United, we somehow got the victory. That was with Rosic back in goal for the first time. Boyer and Mepham scored our goals either side of Kylian Mbappe's equaliser. A 4-1 win at home to Everton, a game that was rearranged due to them being in the FA Cup semi-final. They could yet spoil someone else's European party. Might be Liverpool's, which would be even more ironic. But Chris Tipple with 2, Jayden Bogle and Santiago Caceres got the goals for us there. We were 1-0 down at half-time. We were 1-1 in the 80th minute. And just look at the way we finished the game again. We're a remarkable side when it comes to the last 20 minutes. A 1-1 draw away at Fulham. Again, Tipple equalising late on with a brilliant strike. Has virtually become first choice striker now in truth. A 3-0 win at home to Swansea. Mepham, Boyer and Lenormand getting the goals there. And then away to West Ham, a rare off day and a terrible start. We were 2 down after 20 minutes. We didn't ever really look like getting back into it, and it was just one of those rare off days. And I think only our second away defeat of the season. So against Leicester today, we'll be hoping to bounce back. That's on the telly. But then the following week, we're at home again. And against a side scrapping for their lives, I'm not entirely confident, I've got to be honest. But despite all of that, we sit in 4th place in the league, 1 point above Chelsea, who have started to catch us with their games in hand. Liverpool, I don't know what's happened to them. The second half of this season, they've been utterly awful. Yes, they've been in the Europa League. They're still going. They lost in a semi-final to Bayer Leverkusen just this week. They also got to the FA Cup semi-final where they lost to City. But heavy defeat against Villa at home. 1-0 defeat away at Leicester. In fact, they've lost to the 2 sides we're playing next, so we might have to take that back. But they've not found any consistency. Everton actually above them now in the league. Spurs haven't even reached 60 points. And it feels like the big traditional top 6 has almost become a top 4 again. It's Chelsea and the 3 at the top, but those 3 seem a long way clear. Just seeing who won it last year, it's been City and United the whole time. So with United winning 8-1 today against relegated Watford, maybe it is an easier pack to break into than we made it out to be. But still, if Chelsea finish above us, it will feel a little bit more real. And in the Europa League, who knows, we might have a chance. So 2 late games today, Leicester v Palace and then Burnley v Chelsea. So it's going to be interesting to see the 2 results. Let's have a look at our lineup for today though. We might need to change things because we were really poor last week. And we have now finally got Kamil Grabara back. So he will start in goal. We'll sort out the rest of the team in a moment though. We'll be back in a second to run through it. Right then, I've had to leave Rosic on the bench just in case because of the injury problems we've had in goal. The rest of the team, pretty unsurprising, and Ndombele's not quite fit, so Castrovilli, who's been okay, will start in the middle. I've brought Tyrese Campbell back in for Tipple, who was poor last time out, and has gradually got worse the last 3 or 4 games. We've got a few players that have come back from long-term injuries, the likes of Rios, the likes of Saceres in the middle had a few weeks out, and we also had Nelson had a knock as well. And John Morcio has been transfer listed, as recommended in the staff meeting a few weeks back. So our lineup for today is Grabara in goal for the first time since the League Cup final in the last episode. Bogle and Teo the fullbacks with Mepham and Lenormand centre-half. Tahar, Boyer and Castrovilli the midfield three. And then Abdulkadir, Lanez and Tyrese Campbell, the top three, who will hopefully get us a goal or two. We have got a youth intake to introduce as well between the games. We will do that in a moment. But let's see if we can get closer to 4th place in the league. Or will eventually we bottle it at the hands of Chelsea. It feels like every episode I've done from this series recently, I've said 2 changes to our side, the goalkeeper and a centre forward. 4 changes for Leicester. James Justin drops to the bench, as does Harvey Barnes, 2 of the originals there, still going after 7 or 8 years. Sebastian Vegas has come in, someone we managed at Southampton in last year's head coach, and Angelino in too. It's a good side, to be fair to them, and Didi and Tielemans still that linchpin in centre midfield, Areola in goal. But we're going to ask the lads to prove a point, get back to their best away from home. And if they can do that, maybe, just maybe, the Champions League is a possibility. Well, what a boring 27 minutes. No highlights, only 1 shot on target each on the stats, but we're playing out from the back here with Lenormand to Bogle. I guess after the West Ham game in the first 20 minutes last time, we shouldn't be too upset by a boring 25, as Castrovilli gets it in the middle here to Tahar. Lenormand into Castrovilli again. Had a really decent spell recently as finds Boyer to Abdulkadir into Tyrese Campbell and puts a gilt-edged chance just wide. Really struggled for goals in recent weeks, but hopefully we'll find some good form out of him soon as Boyer gets it from Bogle. We appear on the front foot. Abdulkadir on the edge in towards Lanez. Henry Lawrence clears, but no one left forward for Leicester. 11 behind the ball and we can play out again. Tahar to Boyer, switch towards Lanez. Lawrence clears it again, only as far as Boyer. Campbell to Lanez. It's in the top corner, but VAR is taking a look at it. I'm pretty sure it's fine. I don't want to speak too soon, but I didn't see anything wrong with that. And the goal is awarded. 1-0 Crystal Palace, and we've deserved it from the couple of minutes we've seen. As we've got a corner again with Abdulkadir almost back immediately, and Didi heads away at the far post to Boyer. He can pick it up on the left-hand side. He's got space to run into. Again, having a strong finish ahead of the transfer window. Getting suspicious of that. But that was a poor challenge from Ndidi. Castrovilli brought it down. And surely that's going to be a penalty. Why would VAR stop the game straight away if not? Unless he's given it. And he's looking for a reason to overturn. But it won't be. Tyrese Campbell will step up. Not scoring a lot of goals recently. But did score 1 penalty winner when we looked. And he's just about got away with that one. Hits it straight at Areola, who virtually fumbles it into his own net. And he's 20 for the season. It's an incredible effort. And I tell you what, it's in our hands. We win this, we beat Aston Villa. Doesn't matter what Chelsea do. As we're back again with Chris Mepham to Teo. We look a really good side at the moment. I am a tad concerned. We've got 1 midfielder in their 30s. We've got virtually all of the back 4 is nearly 30 or over. We've got Bogle at 29, the 2 centre-halves 30 plus. Grabara as well as Campbell heads another over. Even Tyrese Campbell 28-29. It is a bit of an ageing squad, but for this season it would be a remarkable achievement. We're going to tell the lads we're pleased, get into the second half. And hopefully we can just keep it composed now. Well, almost at the hour mark, and we're here playing out from the back again with Teo. It's a poor ball, but Boyer makes something of it. Though Vegas just beats Campbell to the ball on halfway. Big switch to the left to Martins. Down by the byline into Stevens. Great block from Mepham. It's back to Tielemans though. Abdulkadir working hard back in the defensive zone. He gives it away too though. Tielemans again gets it. Wide to Martins on the left hand side. They've got 2 or 3 in the middle here, Leicester. Back to Angelino. To the edge to Yuri Tielemans. And it's a great save from Grabara. Working really hard back there again. But they couldn't stop the shot. Thankfully, the Polish keeper's back to fitness and form. As it's into the front post from the corner, Campbell heads away. That was easy as you like to deal with. Not sure why we saw it. Though we are back almost immediately again as Hadji finds Ndidi in the middle for Leicester. Lawrence picks it up on the right hand side, overlapping as always. Good work from Teo to hold him up, forces him backwards. Ndidi finds Peralta. Out to the right to Harvey Barnes to substitute. Gets towards the byline, chance to deliver. Into the back post to Martins. And it's off the woodwork. Mepham and Teo combine. Still not cleared it. What are you doing, man? Just get the ball away. Finally we do. An hour gone. And we nearly gave Leicester an opportunity they didn't really deserve. Let's go and make a couple of changes. Boya's looking shattered, but he has had a good game. Abdulkadir as well. So we'll bring back Rios and we'll bring on Ndombele and we'll leave it at that. One more sub to go. We'll give it another 10 minutes. We're just over 10 to go. Been another little boring spell in the game. So I'm going to take Campbell off for Tipple. He's a youngster who's developing so quickly now. He's starting to score goals at the top. And those fresh legs pressing up front will certainly not be a problem at this point. As Ndidi, Tipple nicks it right off the centre half. And he's unfortunate not to score from that. Probably should have done a bit better with a chance. But that's exactly what we were talking about. Not often you can say something and see it come to life in commentary straight away. That was excellent from Tipple. We see out the game comfortably. It's a 2-0 victory for Crystal Palace. Now, if Chelsea don't beat Burnley, we've basically wrapped it up already. Well, it is going to the final day. Chelsea win 4-2 after an early scare against Burnley. And it is 1 point separating us with one game to go. We are facing Aston Villa, who again scrapping for their lives onto the final day. But what about Chelsea? Who are they playing? And how likely is it for us? Chelsea have got Leicester at home. There you go. We're just playing reverse fixtures. So we'll be back in a minute for that. Who do you think will come out on top? Let me know in the comments. We are back to face relegation scrapping Aston Villa in a crucial final day of the season game. They're fighting to stay up. We're fighting for fourth. Kamil Krabara is fit. He did play an under-23 game in the week just to build his fitness again. And they've got great players. Douglas Luiz still there. Samare, Dwight McNeil. What on earth are they doing potentially getting relegated? Absolutely atrocious. It's in our hands. It's not in Aston Villa's hands. But let's see who comes out on top. In terms of the lineup, I don't think we need to do much. Campbell played pretty well, so I'll leave him in. And in fact, the whole 20 can stay the same. The first 11 is exactly the same as the Leicester game. Now let's hope for the same result, because if we get that, doesn't matter what Chelsea do. I should remind you, of course, despite the battle for fourth, despite the unchanged team and a great performance at Leicester, we have already lost 7 of our 18 home games this season. They've got great players in their side. I don't know how they're at threat of relegation. It must be poor management or maybe just the wrong tactic for the wrong team. We've certainly found the right one here. So let's ask the lads to keep it up. Let's get into the first half. And let's make sure wherever we are, we can see the scores. Because we need to know exactly how Chelsea are doing. Because if they beat Leicester, the pressure's on us. As we're back for the first highlight, I just realised I've forgotten to show you the youth intake too, which we'll do after this game. As Castrovilli to Lanez. He gets it on the left side of the box. We can certainly ramp up the excitement here. If Teo gets to the byline and gets a good ball in, delivers to the back post. Boya's there! Oh, off the post, then the keeper's head somehow stayed out. And it's away for a throw-in. Villa survive. Chelsea still 0-0. My word, I can't handle this. Chelsea are ahead. Leicester have scored an own goal, and at the moment, we're dropping down to 5th, which, as I've said, is still a miracle. It's a dream come true. So it's a corner kick for us at the left-hand side. Abdulkadir in swinger. Great header from Mepham. Well met. Was on the move as well. But it's a good save from the keeper. It was straight at him. I'm not sure how much he knew. But either side, that would have been a goal for sure. It was a bullet header. The Norman gets on the end of the long kick. Down the line to Bogle. Plays Abdulkadir. He goes back to his fullback again. Not in a rush to get forward. We're playing some nice stuff. As Tahar. He's got his centre-halves in support. And we're now forcing our way over halfway. Lenormand down the right to Boyer, who's drifted wide again. To Jayden Bogle. Been a really good signing him. We've got to give Dougie Friedman credit. And Boyer finds Lenormand for the 3rd time. Really advanced position for the centre-half. As Boyer releases Abdulkadir to Tyrese Campbell. Tahar up to Lanez. Is he onside? I'm not sure he was. We're going to VAR. This could be a massive goal for this football club. But how is it going to go? VAR have awarded the goal. Crystal Palace, just as Chelsea double their lead against Leicester, give themselves a chance at Champions League football. What a performance, what a result so far. Now can we hold on? Because we normally finish strong, but I don't think we've faced this pressure in a long, long time. And we're back with 4 minutes gone in the second half. The Villa keeper's got it in his hands and goes for a big kick. Oh, a mistake from Mepham. He very rarely makes them. Abdurrahman forced wide. McNeil's challenged. Falls for Abdurrahman again. And Sorinola. Good delivery. Good header. Just over from Datrope. The keeper was scrambling, but we get away with it. And it's another goal kick for Villa. They seem to have come out a different side this half. Remember, they have to get a result to stay up, or even have a chance of it. As Lannis, down the left wing, completely unopposed. They've committed men forward, and he's got to the byline, delivers in, keeper makes a hash of it. Eventually cleared by a combination of two. Well, we're back almost immediately with a free kick in a very dangerous position. Abdul Qadir has had a pretty poor season. It's only his 4th goal. But that could be the most important one. I genuinely think we're about to get Champions League football with Crystal Palace. And I can't quite explain how. I mean, you've seen the games. We just keep delivering. And the second half goals, they're just remarkable. We're sending Villa down in the meantime too. 20 minutes left. Let's make some changes. There's some tired legs out there. We're going to go Tipple for Tyrese Campbell. We're going to go Rios for Abdul Qadir. And do you know what? Tyrick Mitchell will come on because Teo has had a pretty poor game. 20 minutes remaining, 2-0 Palace. It's relegation on the horizon for Aston Villa and the Champions League on the horizon for Palace. No one would have had that at the start of the season. Chelsea doing their job, they're winning 3-0. But it's not enough. And I'm running out of superlatives for this side. We just seem to have stumbled on the perfect tactic with the perfect players for it. And just the right team spirit. Although, hang on a minute, Villa in. Datro gets there. Oh, that makes it interesting. 2-1 with 5 minutes to go. I may have got too excited too soon. Lanez makes the error. Now can we hold on? This could get nervy. A point doesn't keep Villa up as it stands, but it's not going to matter because we are about to win. And Crystal Palace have finished 4th in the Premier League. How on earth? I mean, the points totals, we've talked about it a bit in the Hemel save. The points totals are so low for the positions. But we are in 4th place and Crystal Palace will have Champions League football. Now, are we going to be here to see it, or are we going to get a big offer in the summer? Because I wouldn't rule that out with the achievement we've got here. Don't forget, we won the League Cup too. We'll be back in a minute for a season review and to have a look at the youth intake. Well, I never. There is the confirmation. Certainly a surprise package, but you guys have seen it. They're just so strong in the second half. They're so ruthless on the counter-attack. And we've got that experienced defence. We undervalue the signings like Lenormand, like Bogle at right back. They've made such an impact on this team. The board have set initial budgets. 16 million? Why is it so low? Where's the money gone? I was so sure that was going to be money for Dougie to spend. Yes, there's a little bit of debt, but with the TV money and the Champions League money to come, that makes no sense whatsoever. Let me very quickly show you the youth intake before I get again, because there is one superstar in it. Now, it actually came through as an average intake, and the star player was a good one, but not a great one. So he came through, Mamadou Ning. He is, I'm presuming a silent G, apologies if it's wrong, 1.5 star ability. He was 4-star potential at first, now 5-star potential. Has been tied down quickly by the Director of Football / Head of Youth Development. All of the core attributes are there. At 15 years of age, I feel this lad could be a world beater. I've got to also very quickly show you one that's out on loan, which is, if we go across to him, Rio Shea Lodge, who I think was the best youngster when we joined the club. Look how quick he's developed to 18 and only just turned 18. Starting to look an absolute gem again. So that's kind of why I was hoping for the Europa League, because I thought the likes of these, Glenn Fitzgerald, who we've seen before, could then come and get involved in the group stages. But the fact that we've made the money, we've gone ahead of schedule, and we've got Champions League football is going to put pay to that very soon. Well, weird timing, just before the season review, Boyer now talks about he wants to play for a bigger club when we've just got into the Champions League. We've got 32 million for that, so the finances are sorted, but we've still got a tiny transfer budget. It's all starting to go a bit wrong here. Let's talk to Boyer very quickly. I'm just going to say, look, you've got a release clause. If it's met, you can go. He said fair enough. His release clause, if I remember rightly, is 102 million. It is. So Dougie's done his job there. If someone bids 100 million for him, then fair enough, he can go. Well, here is the season review. And for the first time in professional football, we have got this, a trophy. So Crystal Palace, Carabao Cup winners, and now Champions League group stage placement as well. Lenormand, star signing of the summer. I take back everything I said about the value for money. Tete plus 16 million for a 31-year-old centre-half. No bother. He's an absolute dream. and he's been brilliant for us. Jayden Bogle, not far behind. What a bargain 8.5 million is. Reece Nelson, done alright as a backup player. Couple that I didn't really understand. Gotta give a shout out to Rosic. Had to play a lot of games due to injuries to Grabara and did really well. January signing of Hinestroza didn't hugely make sense. Rios was sort of curtailed by injury, but will have a big future. And Artur, probably the one that didn't make sense. But look, he's going to be off again in the summer, I'm sure. The season's results, look, we won the EFL Cup. There is nothing else that can be said here. We snuck past Wimbledon, it could have been very different. Chris Tipple equalised in the 92nd minute of that third round game. And then we won on penalties. Imagine how different it could have been without that. The FA Cup, disappointing of course, and the Premier League. Look, if it wasn't for the League Cup, this would be the story of the season. Early defeats, little dodgy spells, home defeats galore. But away from home, we're a relentless side. And we were absolutely remarkable. 77 points, nicks us fourth by 1 point. And Everton could yet win the FA Cup final to push Liverpool into the Europa Conference rather than the Europa League. Let's get through the moments to remember. 7-1 win against Norwich on the second day of the season was the biggest one. A 4-0 win against Newcastle was the match to remember. I think we showed that on camera, didn't we? I'm sure we saw that live. And then Chelsea won, Crystal Palace 3 in the Premier League. Featured goal of the season from Kelly and Boyer. How the match to remember isn't a League Cup final, I don't know. But regardless, it's been a brilliant season. The finances, everything's up bar broadcast revenue. That will certainly go up next season with the Champions League. And I'm sure our club reputation will match it too. It's just whether we're here to enjoy it. Interestingly, neither striker in the best shirt sales, which I don't think I've ever seen before in FM. It's always the strikers, even if they're backups. The best 11 that's been picked, close between Castrovilli and Ndombele, who played most of the season. The rest of it largely picks itself. Maybe Tipple feels he could have challenged for Tyrese Campbell. But look, we win Manager of the Year for 28-29. Of course, it's a wonderful fairy tale story. Tyrese Campbell, 20 goals in a season is the most of this save. It's been an exceptional season. But this squad to compete in 2 major competitions next year, it needs improvements. And also, we're probably going to get interest elsewhere. So it could be a very busy summer. But history in the making, we win the EFL Cup. Chris Tipple, the super sub, a youth academy prospect who comes through and scores the goals that win us a cup at Wembley. You can't ask for more than that. So what a way to finish the season. We will be back for one of 2 things. I just want to see what the expectation is for next year. It is mid-table. Oh, that's fair enough. And reach the group stage to the Champions League, which is where we come in anyway. They want to, in a 5-year plan, become the best youth system in the country and in the world. So hopefully we'll be able to get a few deals sorted out for that. They're putting contract restrictions on over 30s, which might be an issue for our squad and for Dougie Freedman. But otherwise, what a season. What a thing to look forward to next year. I thought it was going to be the Europa Conference, then the Europa League. But somehow, we've snuck Champions League football. Let me know in the comments if you think we should stay regardless of the offers. Of course, we've got to the stage wage-wise now where it doesn't really matter where we are. But we will be back either for the first day of the season and a transfer special, or for some very big job offers. Hopefully we'll get at least an interview or something to vindicate the great work we've done. But if you did enjoy that episode, a strong finish to the season despite the pressure on these lads, please do put a thumbs up on it. As I mentioned earlier, I'm almost a bit disappointed we're in the Champions League because it is going to halt the progress of some of the youngsters, and I don't know that our squad's strong enough for both. But these lads have surprised me before, and I'm sure they may well do again. Do you think we'll get any job offers? If you want to find out, or you want to see the transfer special in a couple of days' time, subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. Don't forget, big transfer special with Hemel Hempstead tomorrow. That is going to be a massive episode. And then we'll be back on Monday for our own one here. And I'm sure that'll have a blockbuster feel to it too. There's links to everything else in the eye above. Please do check out the other channels if you can. It is greatly appreciated. And I'll see you next time for a summer transfer special. Or maybe for our first move in a while. I'll see you there.